want to ask question, you can ask, right? So, okay, so I don't think today will be a big crowd. So anyway, it's good to share with those who are interested. Okay, Jade, can you hear me? All right,
Yes,
okay.
recording already.
All right,
Yes.
okay. 7 factors enlightenment. Satta is a 7. Bojanga is a factors alignment. Later I will explain words by words, all right? Okay, now we go for Bojanga. The term Bojanga is composed of body. Body means enlightenment, and Anga. Anga is a factor. So first we need to look at the root. The root is Boot, all right? Boot is to awakening. Like for example, to awakening to the truth, awakening from the ignorance and so on. There are many definitions for the Boot. All right, and you can see which I copy from the Pali. Bodhaya Sawatati Ko Bhikkhu Tasma Bojanga Ti Uchanti. They lead to enlightenment monk. That's why they are so called Bojanga. So Bojanga is the one that leads to Bodhaya, enlightenment. Okay, now as Jed requested, we are going to do to study the 7 factors of enlightenment. First one, we might as well learn the Pali as well because sometimes it's not easy to translate into English. So mindfulness, sati. Second one, Dhamma Vijaya. Dhamma is there are many meanings of Dhamma like truth, knowledge, or phenomena. So sometimes we just keep the word Dhamma as Dhamma. Vijaya is kind of like investigation, or yeah, that's why they always use the word investigation, right? It's like looking deeper at the Dhamma or at the phenomena. Number 3, energy or effort, viriya. Number 4, rapture or happiness, piti. Number 5, calm, pasadi. Okay, 6, concentration, and 7, upekha. All right, so just remember, we go for shortcut. The first one is sati, dhamma vijaya, viriya, piti, pasadi, samadhi, upekha. Right. So how do you remember the Pali? So I will teach you one of the shortcut way. So if you remember, you just remember S, V, V, P, P, S, U. Okay. So if you remember S, sati, the first one, it should be easy for you to remember, sati. Then Vijaya, Dhamma Vijaya, then Viriya, Piti, and Pasadi. So these two you can put together, all right? Then Samadhi and Upekha, these two you put together. So if you remember this, Sati, then 2V, 2P, and then the SU, right? So it's easy. Sati, Vijaya, Viriya, Piti, Pasadi, Samadhi, Upekha, all right? So that's how I remember the Pali. All right, now Bojanga is well known because it's a discourse for sick people, right? And it's preached in many occasions, such as like, for example, the Buddha preached to Venerable Mahakassapa when Venerable Mahakassapa was sick. And then Venerable Chunda recited this Bojanga Sutta to Buddha when Buddha himself was sick. So this is some of the short information. And we are going to study this copy from the suttas, right? Right? So thus I heard at one time the Buddha was living in Rajagaha at Veduvana in the squirrel feeding ground. At that time, the Venerable Mahakassapa, one of the Buddha disciple, the third disciple, was living in a Pipali cave, was sick, stricken with severe illness. And Venerable Mahakassapa, he himself was a Arahant. Of course, as an Arahant, he also faced a sickness. But when he faced sickness, it will not disturb his mind so much because he is the Arahant. Then the Buddha, arising from his solitude at the eventide, or if I'm not sure what is the English. Okay, visited the Venerable Mahakassapa, took his seat and spoke to the Venerable Mahakassapa in this wise, in their words. Well, Mahakassapa, how is it with you? Are you bearing up? Are you enduring? Is your pain lessen or increase? Are there a sign of your pain lessening or not increase? Okay, you can see in the traditional Pali. So because we also learn about the conversation, Pali conversation. So that's the way they always greet each other. You know, this one. Are you bearing out? Are you enduring? This one way they greet each other. And then the Vannamakasa said, no, Lord, I'm not bearing up, I'm not enduring. The pain is very great. There's no sign of the pain lessening but increasing. So that's when his feeling in the body is increasing very much. Then the Buddha said, Kassapa, these 7 factors of enlightenment were well expounded by me, cultivated and much developed by me. And when cultivated and much developed, they conduce to the fully realization, perfect wisdom to Nibbana. What are these? Mindfulness, this all Kassapa is well expounded by me, cultivated, much developed by me. And when it's cultivated and much developed, it conduces to the full realization, perfect wisdom to Nibbana. And then follow this paragraph is repeated by Dhamma Vijaya, effort, joy, tranquility, concentration, and equanimity. So you can see the dot 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 means a lot of repetition. So when we study these suttas, so what is the key point here? Okay, the key point is the Buddha and then Mahakassapa, who was very sick. Okay, and then when the Buddha know that whenever Kassapa was facing the great pain, and then he talked about 7 factors enlightenment, and he was talking about the well expounded, cultivated, and much developed. Okay, so there's a key point: well expounded, cultivated, and much developed. So we go to this next one, right? So these 7 factors of enlightenment really Kassapa are well expounded by me, cultivated, and much developed by me. And when cultivated and much developed, they conduce to full realization, perfect wisdom to Nibbana, right? So really blessed one, they are factors of enlightenment, very all welcome one. All welcome means Tathagata. They are factors of enlightenment uttered the Mahakassapa. Thus spoke the Buddha, and the Venerable Mahakassapa rejoicing, welcome the utterance of the worthy one. Worthy one means Arahant. It's direct translation from the Pali word Arahant, worthy one. And the Venerable Mahakassapa rose from that illness, and then that ailment of the Venerable Mahakassapa vanished, right? So you can see here. So when the Buddha talk about 7 factors of enlightenment, so at this sentence, this means that Mahakassapa, he accept the factors of enlightenment. Okay, when he accept the factors of enlightenment, he also do the same thing. He also cultivate it and also develop it. Because to cure the disease, he must arouse the factors of enlightenment. So after he accept it, he also cultivate and develop it, right? And when he rejoice, all right? So when he rejoice, this means that he's a piti. Okay, we call it Dhamma piti. This one of the factors of enlightenment already appear here. You can see this very obvious, the piti come up. And then the result, what's the result? His sickness totally disappear, right? He arose from that illness and then the ailment is vanished. So you can see that Venerable Kassapa, even though it's not mentioned that he practiced here, but the fact he accept the factors of enlightenment, that means that he also cultivate and develop it, and he rejoice it. He rose from the illness, and the ailment of him is vanished. So that's one of the advantage of Bojjhanga. Okay, now we can consider deeper. Okay, listening to Bojjhanga Sutta. When listening to Bojjhanga, how can one be cured from disease? First, one contemplates the meaning of the Dhamma. All right, this means that like just now when the Buddha preached the Bojjhanga, whenever Kassapa, he also contemplate it. And then the one had to cultivate and arouse the factors of enlightenment one by one through mindfulness. And one develop the mindfulness, the first factor, investigation of Dhamma, the second factor, and effort, the third one. So by the full power of mindfulness and effort, then the joy, there's a piti and tranquility pasadi, one will get concentration samadhi. So by full power of concentration, one can see impermanence and trust equanimous to all bad feelings of sickness in the body. That's how one start to develop, cultivate, and then make sure all the factors of enlightenment are developed properly. So, okay, and this is the translation of the Bojjhanga Suttas. I think you're all very familiar with the Pali chanting. Okay, So we will study this sutta again. This is the one that we always chant, the Bojjhanga Sutta, and this is the translation. Right? So the start with the 7 factors of enlightenment, which can eradicate all suffering. Right? So after you realize this Dhamma, they attain the immorality, fearless, business. This means that they attain the Nibbana, and they are liberated from the samsara. And this is called medicinal. You can see the word medicinal spell. Okay, and then there are 7 factors enlightenment. Okay, so you can see the story, the Buddha, and then when he see the Moggallana, and just now like Mahakassapa. So the Buddha expounded the 7 factors enlightenment. So the 2 elders, they were delighted, and then they were liberated from their sickness. So by the observation of the truth, may you be happy. So one time, even the king of Dhamma, the Buddha, affected by the sickness. So he asked the Venerable Chunda, okay, to decide it. So the Buddha also delighted and arose up from the sickness. Okay, so you can see. When we say the word delighted, what's the meaning of delighted? To have delight means that the mind must really focus on it. That means that the mindfulness must be there, the concentration must be there, and then the effort must be there. Then the delight can come to be. Okay. Now, this is my main point here. Okay. Now, there are 7 factors of enlightenment. We need to know what is the cause and what is the effect. The first one, second one, and third one is the cause. And then 4, 5, 6 is the effect. All right. Why is it I divided it in this way? All right. So you can compare with the later we will talk about the 5 faculties in Indriya, right? They say 5 faculties itself have the mindfulness and then the effort, and they also got the wisdom as well. So it's same like 5 faculties. And then when people have the sati, mindfulness, they have to investigate the Dhamma deeply, and then they got effort. Then the result, like just now the Buddha have a delight and he rose for the sickness. Okay, so you can see the pity, joy. So I think this maybe we don't use the word happiness. So rapture or joy is a better translation here. Then the pasadi. Okay, later I will describe what is pasadi. So the joy, calm, pasadi, concentration, and equanimity. So these are 4 effects and 4 causes. So you need to know to remember 3 causes and 4 effects. 3 causes, 4 effects. So you have to divide it into this way so you can study it better. Okay. So now we are going to one by one go through the factor. All right. Now, so before I go deeper, let's go to study the causes first. Causes means mindfulness, sati. What is sati? It simply means that you're aware or you are knowing the object. And then the number 2, Dhamma Vijaya. You try to see more on the Nama Rupa instead of this I, this being. You try to see like cause and effect like just now. Like this is also considered Dhamma Vijaya. What is cause and effect? And then energy means that you must continue the awareness. If you continue, keep the energy, keep your attention there, this means that the awareness, the effort is there. The effect means that the lecture means that happy is a delights, interest in the joy. Okay. And then the calm, tranquility, strongest delight. Concentration, focus on object and equanimity. Right. So now we are going to one by one. So I will do some discussion later so you all can join me. All right. First one. In the courses for Bojjhanga, the first course is mindfulness, and this is based on the Satipatthana, 4 foundation of mindfulness. For example, you can focus on the body, the breathing, the 4 postures, 4 great elements, the lostness of the body parts, the decomposition of the dead bodies, clear comprehension, and so on. Right? So this means that it's one of the object if you want to focus on the body. But of course, you can focus on other things like So for example, you want to focus on the feeling, you want to focus on your mind, okay, and you want to focus on the Dhamma. Dhamma means anything, all right? So you can focus on this. Okay, now we can open the discussion here. How to increase mindfulness? Okay, the first one I suggest you practice mindfulness at all times. This means that keep the awareness open out. All right, don't let the mind wander too much. Okay, now Jade, can you tell me how do you want to increase your mindfulness?
Usually what I do is when my mind go to the thinking of the future or the past, I bring my mind back to the present moment and what I am doing with the body. And like I'm sitting to be at the present moment. When I'm washing dishes, I'll be at the present moment. Always bring back the mind to the present moment to be aware.
Okay, so you're practicing mindfulness, all right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so any other beside this? Any other suggestion?
That is doing daily mindfulness lah. But if doing meditation, then definitely we will be the mindfulness is already there when your eyes is closed. There's not much object because you're on the breath, breathing in, breathing out. You're doing mindfulness already.
Okay. So beside this, okay, so practicing mindfulness, and then any other people want to give some suggestion? How do you increase your mindfulness? We open, you know, this is discussion time, so you all don't feel sleepy.
Sometimes when I go for exercise also, when I'm outside, the wind is blowing and the element, when it touches the body, the cooling sensation, the body, the elements, I focus on that. And then when the sweat comes out, the water dripping, the movement of the water, all those, yeah, I take note of that.
Okay. All right. So so that means that you don't let the mind wander around, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Also bring the mind back, okay? Bring the mind back to the to the current situation, okay? Okay. So any other suggestion from other brother and sister? Yeah. So you can give some suggestion, you know, so you don't feel sleepy. That's what I say. Right? So how about Jenny, Doris, Ong?
Yeah, so actually, usually during meal time or eating time, just have to be more focused on what we eat and what is the process of the food going into our mouth.
Okay.
And then the chewing mindfully, and the process of the food going into the stomach. But that sometimes it actually goes into the 4 elements as well. But most importantly is the concentration and focus on how we focus on the process of the eating. I mean, that's during the meal part. And what Sister Jade has mentioned just now is that when you are doing household chores, we're focusing at the present moment rather than having the mind to wander about.
Okay.
And
so
also,
you focus on present moment, okay? Yeah, this is a good one, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So how about the next person? So anybody want to give suggestion? Jenny?
I'm not sure whether my method is correct, but I try to bear in mind of the 3 characteristics, like the dukkha, anicca.
Okay, you try to remember the 3 characteristics.
Yeah.
Okay.
So whenever there's something coming up on my mind that how should I say that is either unwholesome or something that is upsetting, then I try to remember myself of the 3 characteristics so that I don't get too carried away by whatever unpleasant things that is happening.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether that is the right way.
But it's okay. This is just a kind of like discussion. So as long as it's logic, we can use it. Okay. All right, so okay, let's go for the second one. Okay, now, okay, so let me show this slide. Okay, now Dhamma Vijaya. So the second factor of enlightenment is the Dhamma Vijaya, keen investigation of the Dhamma. It's a sharp analytical knowledge or understanding of the true nature of the all constituent things, animate, inanimate, human, divine. Okay, so it's a seeing things like just now she said, as they really are, seeing like anicca, dukkha, anatta, see them in proper perspective. So this is a analysis of all component things into your fundamental elements right down to the ultimates. Okay. Now the meaning is right down to the ultimate. You know what is ultimate? Ultimate means that like this human, instead of you try to see it as a human, you try to break them to nama rupa. Like body, instead of just try to see it as body, you try to break down into four great elements. Okay, let's say if you see your blood or tears or whatever, you try to see blood is just water. So you try to go down as detailed as you can. Right now, right, that means that beside the mindfulness, you need to go deeper. I will just use the one word, simple. First step is mindfulness, and second step, Dhamma Vijaya, is try to go deeper, try to see the truth like anicca, dukkha, anatta. All right, now, that means that how to increase Dhamma Vijaya? First one, increase the mind to see the truth. That's very important, you know. Always try put the mind into the truth. What is the truth? For example, Four Noble Truth or anicca, dukkha, anatta. So it's very important because Dhamma Vijaya itself. So just simply put a very short thing. Okay, Dhamma Vijaya is actually means panya. Okay, it's a wisdom. So if you remember this as a wisdom, so that's why you understand why you need to incline the mind to see the truth. And you reduce the delusion because delusion is opposite way. If your delusion is a lot, the panya is less. So you need to reduce the delusion. You need to get more right view. So you listen to Dhamma talk, you discuss with the teachers. So that's my suggestion about how you should increase the Dhamma Vijaya. Okay. So any suggestion from you all, you know? So how about number 3? Anybody want to add on to this point? So just remember key point, Dhamma Vijaya is actually wisdom by itself. Anybody not say anything yet? How about Tan CF Fong? This is a brother or sister. Tan CF Fong? Are you brother or sister? Sometimes I cannot really remember. Are you here? Tan, brother Tan or sister Tan? Okay, no reply. How about Jenny already answered? Doris? Anybody want to add on to this point?
Yes, sorry.
Okay, Doris, yes.
Sorry. Okay, thank you. Sayaji, is it right of me to, when I'm doing walking meditation, I'm aware of the hardness of the floor, and then the pushing of my leg, lifting of my leg, pushing of my leg, and then the feeling the shift of my weight from one leg to the next leg. Am I doing it correct? Sayaji? Is it part of this?
Yes, you are trying to go for ultimate. That's correct, you know. Trying to see, it means that like just now we say go beyond the concept, you know. The concept, for example, the concept of feet, you know. So you see understand the, like you say, the 4 elements like hardness, heaviness,
the pushing, the going forward. And then how about awareness? That means I'm aware that I'm going to turn. Let's say if I've already gone to the end of my line, I need to turn, and then I make myself aware of it, that I'm turning.
All right. Okay. So this means that you see the nama rupa, right? Okay.
Oh, that is nama rupa.
Nama rupa. Yes. For example, the intention to turn, there is nama, your mind. And then the body turning is the body. Or intention to walk is the nama. And then the walking is the rupa. Okay. So you try to see the nama rupa as separate, you know. This means that they are not combined. Nama is nama, rupa is rupa. So we say like this. Okay.
Oh, I see. Thank you. Thank you,
Okay,
Sayaji.
thanks. Okay. And how about next person? You want to anybody?
Yes, Saiji, can I add?
Yes.
And,
Yes.
to understand further about the 5 aggregates.
Okay. All right. So understand about 5 aggregates. Okay.
Yeah, to analyze that means like to analyze further the deeper understanding of the 5 aggregates, which leads to the
understand and analyze. Okay.
Yeah, that means
Right.
contemplate.
All right. Yes.
Yeah.
So this means that first you see nama rupa, so then you understand, analyze the nama rupa as 5 grades. Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes.
go deeper. Yeah, that's good. You just not beyond the nama rupa, you go deeper. That's very good. Yeah. Okay.
Because that will
Alright.
lead to the 3 characteristics of the universal law, which is
Yeah.
anicca, dukkha, anatta. So
Yes.
with the understanding of the 5 aggregates, we are able to understand better of non-self, the impermanence and the suffering, which leads to also the 4 noble truths and the 8 noble paths.
Okay.
So
Understand the universal
universal,
characteristic.
yeah.
Okay. So anicca, dukkha, anatta, and then also 4 noble truth. Yeah.
Yeah. And 8 noble paths.
Yeah. Okay. So there are many here.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
good. All right. Okay, good. So I think that is enough. So you understand what is Dhamma Vijaya already, right? So this means that is just remember very short point. Dhamma Vijaya is wisdom. All right. And then the first course, mindfulness, means that aware of it. When you aware of your object, then the second step is, as a course, you must go deeper to see the truth as much as you can. Right. Okay, now this is interesting one. So I think, I'm not so sure how many of you heard about this, but I think people should have heard. Enlightenment of Sariputra. Sariputra is the chief disciple, the great chief disciple, and the one with the greatest wisdom. And he get enlightenment just because of this one Pali verse, right? Ye Dhamma hetu pabhawa. Ye Dhamma hetu pabhawa. Okay, tesam hetum tatagato aha. Tesancha yo nirodo ewan wadi maha samano, right? Ye Dhamma, all phenomena, hetu, causes, pabhawa, arise from. Those causes, tesam hetu, tatagato, by the Buddha, aha, said by the Buddha or taught by the Buddha. Tesancha and yo nirodo, their cessation. Ewan wadi, somebody who said this, Mahasamano, is a great samana. The Buddha is called Mahasamano, means great ascetic, or sometimes somebody who is a wise here. So then to the Sariputra, after hearing this Dhamma instruction, the dust free, standless. When we use different vision of the Dhamma, means that in Pali we call it Dhamma Chakku, the eye of Dhamma, or vision of the Dhamma arose. This means that he attained the first stage of enlightenment. Whatever has the nature arising, or that has the nature of ceasing. All right. So this is a very, very short, very short verse, and it managed to make Sariputra become enlightened. All right. So hetu is a cause. All right. And nirodo is a cessation. So from this verse, the Sariputra understand cause and effect. You understand that when things have the cause, it will arise. So when the cause is no more, so it will fall. So he sees. So at that point, he saw anicca, impermanence, because everything must come from cause. If there are no cause, then the things will disappear, right? So he see impermanence very fast, see the cause, and then the cause fall down. He see anicca. So he understand nature, all have the nature arising, okay, and the ceasing. So regarding this famous verse, the commentary point out the first line refer to the truth of suffering. All right, this is the first line. There's a second one to the arising of suffering. This one is a head to second line. The third one is the cessation of suffering, nirodo. So by this famous verse, it actually talk about 4 noble truths. Okay, so by just very simple this Dhamma, the Sariputra, he understand about 4 noble truths. He see the impermanence of things. Okay. So if you want to remember the Pali, so this is one of the very good Pali to remember because it's so short and very meaningful. Okay, so this is talking about when Sariputra, he listened to the Dhamma from the Venerable Asaji, so he became enlightened, and later he find out Moggallana, and then they all went to the Buddha and listened to more Dhamma talk and become Arahant. So that's why Dhamma Vijaya is very important. So not just listening. So after you be mindful of the Dhamma, you need to go deeper to see the truth. Like whenever Sariputra, he managed to understand the Four Noble Truths. Okay, so the third course, remember we are talking about how many courses here? So 1, 2, 3, right? There are 3 courses. All right, so effort, right? So there will be first one, effort to prevent the arising of unarisen wholesome mental states. In Pali called samvara padana. Second one, effort to abandon unwholesome mental state that have already arisen. Padana. Number 3, effort to cultivate arouse unarisen wholesome mental state. Bhavana padana. Number 4, effort to maintain wholesome mental state that have already arisen. Anurakha. Anurakkhana padana. Okay, so if you find it too difficult to remember these 4, so you just remember this I get from the internet. It's so easy to remember. Unwholesome, okay, unwholesome and wholesome. Unwholesome is 2, okay, wholesome is 2. So you can divide into unarisen is 2, arisen is 2. So very simple. Unwholesome, if not arisen, you should prevent it. If already arisen, you should abandon it. Wholesome one, if unarisen, you should make it arise. If already arisen, you should maintain it. Like now, if you have the bojjhanga factors arisen, maybe some of the bojjhanga like joy, happiness, and so on. So you should maintain it. Okay, so there are 4 efforts. So this is the one. Okay, now, so we can have a discussion here. So in what way should you make your effort increase? Anybody can just think about the answer. How should you increase your effort? Okay. How do you increase the effort? All right, I suggest you practice the noting. So if you practice the noting all the time, so you are actually maintain the effort. So it's also important to reduce the sitting. So because people always thought meditation is sitting. So you sit and sit and sit. Because the more you sit, sometimes your mind feel very dull. So it's good to do more walking. Because walking meditation increase your effort, you know. So any other suggestion from the people here? So how do you increase your effort? All right, how about Jade, Jenny, any other, Tan or Lim or whoever? Yeah, anybody want to give some suggestions?
Usually, yeah.
Okay.
How I put in the effort is because I'm interested in the practice. That's why I put in the effort. Interest.
Oh, okay,
I have
okay.
an interest. Yeah.
Okay, so you sustain your interest. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, okay, your interest. Okay, this is important. Yeah, because if there are no interest, you will not put in the effort. Yeah, this is important. Yeah, it's one of the fundamental issue. Yeah. Okay. So next person, any suggestion? Anybody want to give your sharing?
Yes, Sayaji, can I try? Ong
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, okay. To increase the effort, I think we also need to look into aware of the awareness. Meaning, like for instance, if one of our mental factor were to arise, like for instance, anger, when this is unwholesome, so we will try to prevent it from arising. Or when we are having the mental factor of hatred, aversion that has already arisen, then we'll try to put the effort to abandon, like the chart that says abandon, or to make it like falling off, letting go of the aversion. So
okay.
yeah,
So
there's
this means that you try to
the rising
abandon
and falling. Yes.
unwholesome and keep the wholesome, right?
Yeah, aware of the awareness of the mental factors that arises and falling. And then
Okay.
that's where the effort will come in, whether you
Yeah, okay.
prevent or abandon.
Aware the mental
state.
states. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. So mental, then you abandon the unwholesome and keep the wholesome. Okay. All right.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
So it goes for the rest of the 52 mental factors that happen. Not
Okay.
at one time, but simultaneously. So
Okay.
keeping awareness of our mental state as well as our feeling.
Okay, good. So what if when the mind feel lazy? What do you think? So when the mind is too lazy to meditate, so what should we do? So we increase the effort, right? But what if the mind is too lazy even to increase the effort?
Go to sleep.
Go to sleep. So go to sleep, totally no awareness.
Yeah.
Okay. So we can think about, we call it the samvega. You know what is samvega?
Yes.
What is the meaning of samvega? Spiritual urgency, right? Yeah. Okay. Thinking about thinking about contemplate about the death and so on. Like one day I will pass away and so on. So before I pass away, I better meditate first. All right. Okay.
5 faculties. Can we say that the 5 faculties? That means we increase the effort on the 5 faculties of the spiritual faculties, mainly.
Okay. So increase 5 faculty. Okay. Yeah, we will come later faculty. All right. Okay. Good. Okay. So.
Yeah, I got another point. I don't know how to put it. Sometimes when we practice, until the effort is effortless, the wisdom is there, is effortless. It just, how to put it? So how to put in the words? Effortless practice from wisdom. How to put it?
Your mind is equanimous, so we can say like this. Yeah.
Equanimous. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Now we finished the effort already. So this means that you all remember how many courses? There are 3 courses. First one is mindfulness. Second one is a Dhamma Vijaya, and then third one is effort. All right. Okay. Now we are going to 4 effects. All right. So I go back to the earlier one. So you all still remember where I'm trying to say. Okay. Now, so we finished the Sati, Dhamma Vijaya, Virya. Now we go for the Piti, then Pasadi, Samadhi, Upekha. Okay, so let's go. Now, about joy, Piti. So there are a few kinds of joy. Not all these kind of joy will appear to you, and not all might happen to you. It just like come and go. It depends on your mental state. The first one, minor joy, which is, we call it like thrill. When, for example, when you hear about some good news, or even your mind is like when you hear a very good Dhamma talk or whatever, or you are very interested in some chanting or whatever, you can feel like your body like little slightly cold. It's like, we call it hair of the body is like raising up. Second one is a momentary. It's very fast. It's like lightning. Okay, so like this suddenly it disappear very fast. All right, so this called momentary joy. The third one is showering. Showering is like when you go to the sea, when you sit near the sea, so you feel the wave, one wave, it made your body very cold and kind of like wave touching the body. So it break over the body repeatedly, so showering joy. Another uplifting joy. So you feel that your body is very light. For example, some meditators feel that when they meditate, like their bottoms is not touching the cushion at all. They feel like they're like kind of like floating up. Number 5 is a pervading joy. It's like you feel that the joy is like over the body. So that it's like it's a like soak We call it like just water, a sponge soaked in with the water. So it's like your body is soaked with the joy. So it's like pervading all over the body. But the key point is when the joy becomes stronger. So the next step, tranquility will appear. Or sometimes joy and tranquility will appear. Maybe joy come first or tranquility. But should be tranquility come later because joy is the cause here. Okay. Now, what about joy? Joy is actually in Abhidhamma, they call it the interest in the object, you know. So the example given in the path of Visuddhimagga, like when you go to a very dry place, okay? Yeah. So you walk on the hot sun and you feel the heat all around. So you are very, very hot, your body very, very suffering. So when you see the oasis from very far, your mind is so excited and interested. So at that time, you have joy, piti. So when you jump in, the oasis is water there, you drink the water, you make yourself cool down, you feel so peaceful and happy. So you have sukha, happiness. So there's a difference between piti and then the sukha. Piti is like exciting, interested in the object. Sukha is happiness, all right? So how to increase the joy? So we can come to discussion here. How do you increase the joy? How to make your meditation have joy? Or how do you make yourself okay, right? Okay, so let's do the first one. So you maintain interest in the object. Yeah, it's very important. So joy itself is an interest. So if you keep on maintain the interest in meditation object, you will keep the joy, and you associate with the joyful people. Why? Because there are some people who are gloomy, you know. Not everybody is joyful. Some people are gloomy. So if you associate with the gloomy people all the time, you feel gloomy. All right. So if you excited with people who are more excited about their job, more excited about their life, so they have that kind of joy. So you will get affected with their good point. So number 3, anybody want to how about Jade? I think you got lots of joy, right? So you want to share with us? How do you maintain the joy?
How to maintain the joy? I usually is the number one interested in the meditation object.
Okay,
that's how
yeah.
I maintain, yeah.
All right, okay, good. Yeah, so you do the number 1 already. Okay, you
Yeah.
maintain interest in meditation object. Okay, how about other people? Jenny, Ong, Lee.
Doing metta meditation.
Yeah, oh, okay, that's a good point. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, Sayaji.
Doing metta meditation. Okay, next person. Yes.
Sayaji, like to add is that we perform more wholesome deeds.
Okay, all right. Yes, you feel that do more wholesome deeds make your mind joyful. Okay.
Because it will create less defilements. When we have less defilements, we will have more joy.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so you do wholesome deeds. Okay. All right. Okay. Next point. Anybody want to add in? That's good point here. Yeah.
Be contented with what we have.
Be contented. Yeah. Attitude of life. Yeah. Be contented. Okay. Contented. What kind of contented things that we can have? For example, with what? Money?
Just be what do you call? Be happy with what we have instead of always, wanting to have more and more and more.
Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah. So we contented, reduce wanting, reduce wanting, desire, and so on. Yeah, that's right, Okay. Yeah, it's good point here. Okay, so everybody understand joy. Okay, so just remember joy means interested in an object. Joy and happiness is different. That's why I made a mistake. I should not use the word happiness. Sukha is in Abhidhamma, you learn the word sukha. Okay, sukha and piti is not same. Okay. Okay, now we go for second effect, pasadi. So remember I told you piti pasadi. So remember sati viriya dhamma vijaya. So 2V and then followed by 2P. Okay, pasadi. So pasadi is tranquility of the body and mind. Sometimes we have different translation like calmness, tranquility, and serenity. All right. So I think no need to explain. Everybody understand what is tranquility. So just mean that your mind feel calm. Maybe at that time your body also calm, right? And you need to develop more joy, because when joy is very strong, like just now we're talking about different type of joy. So when the joy is very strong, it prevents the whole body. It becomes tranquility, and you associate with more calm people. That's good, because if you associate with people get angry all the time, they will disturb your tranquility. If you associate with people who are have lots of evil, so they will disturb your life. Okay, anybody want to add in point number 3?
Yes, Saiji on here.
Okay.
I'd like to try to add, we will need to develop mindfulness in our daily practices as well as our meditation to achieve the tranquility, the calmness.
Okay. How does mindfulness help you to develop passaddhi?
Meaning, when we are mindful, we are aware of what we are doing daily, as well as we focus on the present moment, then we understand we understand the I just slipped my mind the word. I'm not mindful enough. Yeah.
Understand your own mind and body. Yeah.
Yes, understand the Namarupa.
Okay.
Once we understand that, yeah, we are able to be calm.
Yeah, okay. So you can see all this is considered the causes, right? So just now we talked about causes. The mindfulness is the cause. And then the understanding mind and body, there's a Dhamma Vijaya. All right. So this means that we can go back and develop the causes, like what we say just now, right? Remember? Causes, okay? So mindfulness and then the Dhamma Vijaya, or effort here also. Okay. So all these are effect. Yeah. Now the third one, concentration. I think everybody heard about this word, concentration all the time, right? It's there are many different kind of like translation for this word samadhi. So just simply say it's the action or power focusing all your attention to one thing. The Pali is a sam plus a plus a da, and then you put the suffix I. Okay, so we put the suffix I. Okay, the root is da. Okay. Okay, to put evenly on the object, not wobbling, right? So this means that you focus on the object. So due to tranquility, so the earlier factor is tranquility. So now when you get concentration, you can focus better on the meditation object. Now, how to increase concentration? So you can develop all the factors like mindfulness, like just now we are talking about many types of factors, okay? Mindfulness, effort, and then the Dhamma Vijaya, and so on. And you associate with people with concentration and those who can focus well on their works. It's because when you see them having concentration, so you will be also interested to follow their behavior, right? Okay, anybody want to add in here? Any suggestion?
I think if we observe the precept, then it will help us to be how to say
No guilty conscience.
yeah,
no,
then
okay.
yeah, then your mind can how to say calm and can able to concentrate better.
Okay, all right. Because, so you so
yeah,
you suggest keep the precept, okay? So maintain the morality, okay? Maintain the morality. So the mind is not guilty, right? Not guilty. So the mind is happier, I would say, in a way, is happier. Happier, okay? Yeah, it's good. Because if the happier mind, the mind can focus better, definitely. All right, okay, next suggestion. All right, so anybody? Okay, I think, okay, let's go for the next one. Equanimity, all right? So due to good concentration, one can see the nature of impermanent suffering and non-self, all right? So you can see the universal characteristic. Then the mind can accept good and bad, because everything you see, everything is impermanent, everything is suffering, everything is nothing to do with this I and self. So you can accept good and bad. So the mind can economize to good and bad object. So that's important. It's only when you see impermanent, suffering, non-self, then your equanimity is strong here. So how to increase the equanimity? So you need to develop a sense of impermanent, suffering, and non-self. And you need to have the right view, beings are the owner of their own karma. So this means that you don't get so affected by them, whether they suffer or then when they get, like for example, when they have win lottery, they get so excited. Also, we don't get so excited. Because the moment you get so excited, you lost the equanimity, right? So you need to have the right view that beings are the owner of their own karma. And this is also good when you practice the metta. When you practice the metta, your love will be more non-biased. Okay, any suggestion? How should we increase the equanimity? Jay? Or Ong or Jenny? Doris?
Not to cling on to any object. It just come and goes, come and go. Yeah, it's just like letting go.
Not clinging.
Not clinging.
No, not attached. Okay. Not attached. Okay. Yeah, it's good. You know why we don't cling? Because if you see everything impermanent, suffering, and non-self, so we don't cling to it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I think it's okay. So let me go for next one. All right. So you need to see, like, this is the repeat point. Okay. So I think I better delete the word happiness. Yeah. Because joy is better than happiness. All right. So rapture or joy. So you can see, just what I already discussed, three causes and then the 4 effects. Okay. Now this is also an important point here. Now you all know about the Bojjhanga, 37 factors of enlightenment. So Bojjhanga is only 7. You have 37. All right. So how we are going to study the 7? So we need to divide them into the 7 big categories. All right. The first one is 4 foundation of mindfulness. All right. Body, feeling, mind, dharma. So remember the word 4, Chattalo, Satipatthana. 4 exertion, Chattalo, Samapadana. So it's 4. It's actually this effort also. And then 4 bases of spiritual power. This one we'll discuss later. And then 5 spiritual power, Indriya, okay, faith, mindfulness, effort, concentration, wisdom. 5 bala. 5 bala means it's power. When the Indriya, spiritual faculties become strong, they actually become power itself. And then 7 factors of enlightenment is this one we explained today. And then Eightfold Path. All right. So how are you going to remember this one? Is basically, so if you are good in maths, so just remember the 4, 4, 4, 5, 5, 7, 7, 8. So you remember how many? 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 5 plus 5 plus 7 plus 8. So you get the 37 factors of enlightenment. So you calculate yourself. 4 plus 4 plus 4, 12. 12 plus 5, 5. So 22. 29. 29, then 8, 37. Is it correct? Yeah. Yeah, working in bank, right?
Correct.
You got 37, right?
Simple method.
Okay, simple mathematics. Okay. All right. So now how are we going to see their relationship? All right. So before that, let's go for the hindrances to Bojjhanga. Ignorance and wrong view. This is very important. All right. So ignorance and wrong view is definitely will block the Bojjhanga. And then hindrance in meditation, like you all know, sensual desire, evil, sloth, torpor, restlessness, and worry and doubts. Yeah. And then associate with wrong people. Away from your teachers and good friends. Conceit. This is also important. Thinking I have achieved enlightenment. This one is last time we were talking about the 7 Visuddhi. All right. The 7 Visuddhi, the one that like Magga Magga Jnana Dasana Visuddhi. So somebody might think that they walk on the right path. They think that they already finished enlightenment. They see all the joy and happiness, so they stop there. So they think that they reached the enlightenment already. So this concept will stop them from progress further. and not develop the bojjhanga properly, especially the causes, okay? And not believing in oneself. Means that they don't believe in themselves, so they don't make proper effort. And they don't believe in the existence of enlightenment. And maybe there are other reasons. So this one cause it. Okay, now what we do, we are going to play some, is we kind of like play games also. So we have the 37 factors of enlightenment, and we are going to see how do they match with each other, okay? Okay, so let me get this. Okay, now. Okay, for foundation of mindfulness, where does it go? Okay, so this one should go to where? To which factor?
Mindfulness.
Yeah, the first one, okay? So you get the first one,
Number two.
right? Yes. How about number 2? For
Yeah, number
exertion, effort, striving, where should it go?
Effort. Energy.
Okay, it go to energy, all right? Okay, and then just now the idipada. Idipada, there are actually 4 of them: desire, effort, consciousness, and investigation. So desire, where does it go? Does it go anywhere here?
Number 2, investigation of the Dharma.
No, it's not desire.
Desire. Energy.
No. Does it go anywhere here? Desire is chanda, no? Chanda is not energy. So where does it go? Okay, since it don't go anywhere. Okay, next one. Effort. Where does the effort go?
Energy.
Okay, effort is energy, right?
Mm.
Consciousness. Does it go anywhere here? Consciousness is a chitta. It's abhidhamma, you know, chitta, cetasika, chitta.
Mindfulness.
Mindfulness.
No. Mindfulness and you must think about abhidhamma, you know. Okay, it's not. How about the last one? Investigation.
Number 2.
Dhamma vichaya. Dhamma vichaya.
Yeah, dhamma. So this
Dhamma
one is not here. This one is not here.
Mm.
Okay, so this one will be go to the Dhamma Vijaya, okay? Okay, now 5 faculties, all right? Faith. Is it here? No, right?
no.
Okay, effort.
Energy.
Okay, effort is
Energy.
okay. Mindfulness.
Mindfulness. 1.
Mindfulness is okay. Let's go over. Okay, sati. Concentration.
Concentration.
Concentration is samadhi. Okay. Wisdom.
Equanimity.
Upeka.
Wisdom.
Number 2. Keen
Panya.
investigation.
Yeah,
Dhamma
wisdom is the
Vijaya.
panya. So remember, wisdom is
Panya.
always panya. Okay. And then the F4 path. All right. Right view, right thought. Where does it go? Okay, we could start with simple one. Right, mindfulness. Where does it go? Mindfulness is mindfulness, right?
Mindfulness. Yeah.
Effort,
Energy.
energy. Okay. Concentration,
Concentration.
concentration. Okay, all right. So about right view and right thought. So in the F4 path, right view and right thought belong to which group? Sila Samadhi Panya, which group?
Panya.
Huh? Sila Samadhi Panya, which group?
Panya.
Panya. Okay, so
Ah.
Panya. So you go to where?
Panya go to keen investigation. Yeah, too.
Okay.
Yes. Dhamma vichaya.
So you have so you all demanding this color. Speech, action, livelihood, you cannot find here. Okay.
Sila.
Sila. Okay. You don't have sila here. Do you?
No.
Okay.
Sila.
No sila. So we don't need sila. so we all meditate, you all don't need to take precepts already.
No. Is it under mindfulness, right? Because we have to be mindful of our speech, action, and livelihood.
Okay, yeah, that's a good point. You can take it this way also. All right. Okay. So anyway, this one is under the sila group. Okay. Sila group. Okay. Sila group. And then we also have this one. This is under what? Sada. Sada is what?
Faith.
Sada is a faith.
Faith.
Not mentioned. So we also got another one, chanda. Chanda is the desire. No mention. Consciousness is a chitta, you know, chitta is always in your mind or a chitta, okay? All right. So I think main thing we have sila is not mentioned here, sada is not mentioned here, chanda is not mentioned here. Okay. But like Jade say, you need to have this chanda, you need to have the desire to meditate. And when you take the moral precepts, you already have the sila. And you need to have faith. All these are, we call it the basic, you know, basic fundamental. You need to have faith before you practice enlightenment, and you need to take the precepts. And there must be a wish if you want to attain enlightenment. Okay? But basically, you will see the 37 factors of enlightenment you mostly can find in the Bojjhanga. You know, if 37 factors of enlightenment, you minus the Bojjhanga, you got 30, right? So you will have how many? You have 30 here, and 7 here. So you got the 7 factors of enlightenment. Okay? So this way the 30 can be found in these 7 factors of enlightenment, most of them. This just some quite some games here. So I mean that's how we study Dhamma, you know. So make your mind more interested, not just read or just do the chanting only. Okay, so next one. Okay. By developing Bojjhanga, we can awaken the 7 factors of enlightenment, and then we should develop the 3 courses. What are the 3 courses?
Mindfulness.
3 courses are? First one is
Mindfulness,
mindfulness.
Dhamma Vijaya, and energy.
Okay, so you all remember the Pali, right? So okay, so I will start slowly. All remember the first one is S. S for
Sati.
Sati. Then second one V.
Vijaya.
Vijaya. Third one V.
Viri.
Viriya. Then after that P.
Pasadi.
PT. PT first.
Piti.
Then P.
Pasadi.
Pasadi. Then you got S. Samadhi.
Samadhi.
U.
Upeka.
Okay. So remember SVV. This is the courses. Okay. And then a PPSU. Okay. So that's how I learned a shortcut way. All right. Okay. Now, okay, it's time Q&A to test how much you all remember. Make sure you don't answer wrongly. Okay. How many factors of enlightenment?
8 factors.
7.
Huh?
7 factors.
7.
7.
Why got 8 factors here?
7.
Okay. How many courses?
3 courses.
Okay. What are they?
Mindfulness.
Mindfulness.
Dhamma.
Sakti, Vijaya, Viriya.
Okay, mindfulness, then the Dhamma Vijaya, and then the Viriya. Okay.
Viriya.
How many effects? What are they?
4.
How many
4.
effects? Okay.
4.
What are they?
Rapture or joy.
Joy, piti,
Pasadi,
pasadi,
Samadhi,
samadhi,
Upeka.
Okay. All right. Now easy for you to remember. Okay. When the joy becomes strong, it becomes
Tranquility.
it becomes the tranquility, pasadi. All right. So what's the meaning of foundation? This is a tricky one. What's the meaning of foundation of mindfulness? This foundation, what's the meaning of this foundation? You know, this is a little bit trick for you all here. It might not cover just now. Okay, what's the meaning of foundation?
The 4 Satipatthana, the 4 foundation of mindfulness.
Okay, but what's the meaning here? I mean the word meaning. What's the meaning here?
Is the basis of mindfulness.
Yeah. The pillars.
Okay, basis. Okay, the answer is basis, and what else? Besides the word basis, what else?
The 4 pillars.
Yeah, what else besides this? Okay, when you take the body as what? As meditation object, right? So 4 foundation of mindfulness actually means it's the object. Okay? Your breathing, is your breathing the object? Yes. It's a 4 great element, is it the object? Yes. All right? Okay. So remember, foundation of mindfulness actually means it's the object. Okay, next question. There are how many types of effort concerning wholesome and how many types concerning unwholesome?
2.
2. 2.
2, okay?
2.
And then another one is 2.
2.
Okay, for the wholesome, what are these 2?
The
You arouse and you
unarisen
maintain.
and arisen.
Yes.
Arouse the unarisen one, and to if the
Maintain.
to maintain. Yes.
Yeah.
How about the unwholesome one?
To prevent
And
To
abandon.
prevent
the unarisen and
yes,
to abandon the
Abandon
horizon.
the
Okay,
horizon.
yeah. Okay, good. Okay. So when you practices the 5 faculties, okay, you know 5 powers. How many factors of enlightenment? So you can fulfill. What is the 5 faculties here? Can you remember? Sada,
Yeah.
Sada, then
Virya,
Viriya. Okay, so you got Sada,
Sati,
Viriya,
Sati,
Sati,
Sati, Samadhi,
Samadhi,
Panya.
Panya. Okay. So how many you fulfill? How many are them inside the 7 bojjhanga? How many of them are inside the bojjhanga? Effort, is it in the bojjhanga?
Yes.
yes,
Yeah.
So effort, okay.
Yeah.
Sati,
Yes.
Sati, yes. Yes.
Concentration.
Concentration.
Sati, concentration.
Panya,
Panya,
yes.
All.
okay.
No,
No,
faith is not in. Faith is not
but
in.
it's not in. Okay,
Faith is
I
not
just
in.
okay. Okay. All right. There are how many? What are they? 7 factors of enlightenment. Okay. They can divide into how many groups? How many groups just now we are talking about? How many big groups?
7.
4, 5,
4, 4, 5, 5.
4, 4, 4, 5, 5, 7, 8.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. So
7.
4.
5, 5.
Oh, let me count it out.
4
Okay.
plus 4 plus 4.
4
Yeah.
plus
Plus
4, 4,
4.
4, 5, 5,
5, 7, 8.
7,
7,
8.
8.
Yeah.
Okay. How many
Yes.
groups?
7.
Okay, 7 group. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
4 plus 4 plus 5, 5, 7, 8. Correct or not? You got 37.
Yes.
Add together, yeah. 12. 12 plus 5, 5, 20. 22. 29. Then 37. Okay. So the number is here. 4 and 4 plus 5, 5, 5. Correct. Okay. Now you're all good in mathematics. Okay. So I finished already. So I hope you enjoy this session.
Oh,
You know,
yes.
Oh, yes.
Saji,
Yes.
Saji, I got a
Sayaji.
question.
Thank you,
Saji,
Saji.
I have a question, Saji.
Oh yes. Okay. Yes.
Can
Yes.
you go back to the last slide, the question, just like the last one, the last slide.
That's right.
Yeah.
This one.
Yes. The last one, just now the question.
Okay.
This one, the 5 faculties and the 5 powers. What is the difference? I want to know this too.
5 faculties is 5 faculties is meant is not matured yet. Okay. So when it become matured, it become power by itself. They are same thing, but one is not so matured, one is more matured. That's all.
So when it matured, what can it do? How can it
It's unshakable. Sometimes we call it, that's why we call it, sometimes they call it the word power. It's unshakable by itself, you know. Bala.
Unshakable,
okay.
means it can
more
the
strong,
hindrances.
more strong.
Yeah,
Yes,
the hindrances can't touch it. The mind. Okay.
It can overpower the hindrances. So that's why your question for next Dhammato, I think is also I already answer already.
I'm more interested in the power. What can it do? I was wondering what can it do when you develop the 5 faculties.
Okay. So this means I don't need to do next Dhammato because I answer today.
Maybe I don't know what the rest of them, whether they want or not. The 5 spiritual faculties, because sure you want that. It's an interesting subject also, that one. Because I did this course 2 years ago with another teacher. That's why I can go into mindfulness so fast. I can catch the mindfulness so fast, develop my mindfulness.
Yeah, we can study the other aspect. Like for example, what you know. Like today, I think most of you get to know, but today I've add in some points like Sariputra, and then the causes and effect. You know, we can look at different angles because that's how we study Dhamma, not just on one angle. Even like faculties and 5 power, we can look at from different direction. You know, that's to increase our wisdom as well. Okay.
Yeah, because I started with the 5 spiritual faculties. After that, I moved into the 3 characteristics. It's very easy to observe it in the mind. You develop the 5 faculties, because without developing these 5 spiritual faculties, you go into seeing the 3 characteristics, very hard to see. You can understand when Terry talk like that, you can understand, but seeing the phenomena in the mind, you need the 5 spiritual faculty to see it. Very interesting. Yeah. Maybe we can make it another talk next month.
Okay, sure.
Interesting.
Next month.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, you all see me daily in a you see me weekly, or I think it's in a 1 week like Pali class. Then the 1 month for this Dhamma talk is okay. Doesn't matter. So by this, I also get to recall the Dhamma I learned before. Yeah. Also good. Yeah. Okay. Any other people got any questions? Any other questions?
Saji, just now regarding the desire as well as the consciousness, the iripada, can it be categorized under the investigation as well? Because when desire arises or your consciousness arises,
no. Desire is kind of like all these like faith, morality, desire. We call it the initial one. They are considered belong to initial because of desire to meditate. You will do other things, right? So desire is like stepping stone. It's the beginning, but it's very important. Like morality, people keep precept in the beginning of meditation. So then the last 2 are the meditation. So all these are important because you can say there are 4 desire, then the effort, then another one is the what? Chitta. The 3 are chitta. The last one is the Dhamma investigation. Investigation is Dhamma investigation. Is the under panya, right? So panya and then desire is nothing. It's not same. Desire is just like the wish. Like for example, you desire to come for this Dhamma talk. That's why you make yourself free today, right? So desire is a starting point, but it's very important. Yeah. Without this starting point, nobody can do anything. Even like desire, if they don't have the starting point, there will be no desire to study properly, no desire to work. Desire is actually very strong. That's why how does Buddha become a Buddha? Very simple, because he has the desire to be a Buddha, right? Yeah. Sometimes we say, sometimes we have the discussion, is the Buddha having a craving? Is it desire same with craving? But his desire is for wholesome thing, not desire for unwholesome thing. Okay? So desire is not same with other factors. Desire is just desire. So that's why we use the word chanda.
All right.
Okay?
Sadhu. Thank you. Very good discussion today.
Okay, see you all next week.
Bye-bye.
Sadhu, Sayaji. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.